Hello everyone, and welcome to week 9 of Our Government 2306 Texas State and Local Government class. This week we will be looking at the executive branch of Texas, which includes a discussion of the Texas governor, his or her constitutional powers, the strategies used by Texas governors in order to exercise power that they may not otherwise have, and the role of the plural executive in Texas. We will start our discussion this week by looking at the formal qualifications necessary in order to run for governor in the state of Texas and a brief overview of the way that the governor's position works in Texas government. We will then look at the formal executive powers of the governor and spend quite a bit of time discussing how and why those powers are limited under the Texas Constitution. Next, we will look at the form of executive government that Texas prefers, which is called the plural executive system. This means that executive power is fragmented in Texas across several elected offices, including the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the commission of the general land office, the agricultural commissioner, the controller of public accounts, and lastly, the secretary of state. In Texas, unlike in most states or even the federal government, the governor is not allowed to select a running mate or any of the members of his or her cabinet, with the exception of the secretary of state, who is appointed. All of the executive level offices in Texas are elected positions. This means that the governor must share his or her authority and power with a hodgepodge of elected officials who may or may not agree with the governor's political or policy positions. As a result, the governor of Texas must use interpersonal skills, effective communication, and a deep understanding of how the Texas government works in order to get his or her policy preferences made into law. The last thing we're going to look at in this chapter is the bureaucracy in Texas, which includes numerous state boards, commissions, councils, and committees, as well as a list of major agencies that operate within the plural executive and have administrative or advisory functions. We will also talk about how the Texas Constitution and Texas law allows for making agencies, boards, and commissions accountable for their very existence through the use of sunset laws and the Sunset Commission. That's it for new material. Now let's talk about activities that you will be responsible for this week. First, you will have discussion number 9, which discusses the limited powers of the governor and is going to ask you to view Governor Greg Abbott's most recent inaugural address, given January 15th of 2019. After you have viewed this speech and read the accompanying transcript of the governor's brief remarks, I would like you to answer 3 questions in your main response. First, what were the governor's legislative priorities for the 2019 session of the legislature in Texas? Second, if you were working for Governor Abbott as an aide or legislative liaison, what techniques or strategies would you employ in order to get your legislative agenda made into law? And third, do you think that the governor's power is too limited under the present plural executive system of government, or should the governor be given more power and authority, such as the ability to appoint members of his or her cabinet? Be sure to explain your answers in around 2 to 3 paragraphs in your main prompts, then respond to the post of one of your classmates with an appropriate feedback or constructive criticism. The other assignment for this week is position paper number 4, which will address the topic of legislative redistricting in Texas. After reading the background packet provided to you in Blackboard, please address the following questions in a 1-page position statement. Has the state of Texas participated in intentional discrimination through its redistricting process from 2011 until now? Don't forget to provide a brief 1-paragraph summary of the materials provided, and make sure that you communicate your specific position on the topic, including references to the readings which support and contrast with your position. Then restate your position in an appropriately written conclusion. Okay, that's it for now. Have a great week, and I'll see you in class or online.